I was talking to a friend the other day who was feeling really down, but just could not pinpoint exactly why she was feeling this way. So we were talking about it for a while and trying to figure it out. And after about 20 minutes or so, she said something that completely struck me because I could just relate to it so much, which was the statement, "I feel like I've lost a piece of myself." And when she said that, we just kind of went silent for a few moments and just kind of sat there and reflected on it. And then she looked at me and said, "I really think that's it. I think that is what is bothering me. I feel like I do not even know myself anymore. I don't recognize myself because I don't do any of the things that I used to do. And this is definitely not the way I saw myself living my life. I guess I kind of feel like I'm missing who I used to be." And again, when she said that, it really hit so hard because I really knew exactly what she was talking about. And when she left, I was thinking about how common this really is and how many of us experience this and why that might be the case. So today I wanted to quickly share some simple things that we could do that can help us feel whole again and to reconnect with our authentic self, because I really do think this is something that many of us are going through that can deeply affect our happiness. So firstly, as children, we have all the time in the world to explore all the different things that bring us joy and all the different aspects of our personality. No one expects us to be just one thing, so we can be as many things as we want to be. So we can be a student and an athlete and an artist and a person who loves history and science and music. We're not confined to one singular definition of ourselves. But as we get older, we can definitely feel a lot of pressure to live a certain way or to play a certain role or to have a specific set of priorities. And just on a practical level, we all have a certain amount of responsibilities that we don't have the option to just kind of ignore. So that can greatly limit our time to be able to explore and honor the different aspects of our personalities like we did when we were younger. But I think a lot of us end up taking this to the extreme and we feel like we have to completely let go of certain aspects of ourselves because we convince ourselves that they're frivolous or unimportant. And we end up completely neglecting things that are actually deeply tied not only to our happiness, but also to our sense of self. Now, I'm not saying that we need to carry all of our childhood interests and priorities into our adult life. We are, of course, always evolving as people, and some of these things may not be as important to us as adults. But a lot of these things could actually be, and when we cut them out completely, we're just cutting out a really easy way for us to be able to experience joy and to be able to connect with our authentic self. And it's just so easy for this to happen because we get caught up in the busyness and the craziness in life, and we feel like we don't even have the time to pause and reflect on who we really are or what our needs are in the present moment. We're busy being working professionals or parents or partners or whatever other role we identify with. And with time, many of us start to define ourselves by these roles, and we feel like these are the only aspects of ourselves that we really are. And like I said, I have definitely been through this myself, but I also feel like it's something that we can miss for a while. We may not even notice it's happening because we're right in the middle of it and we're probably feeling really overwhelmed and we're really busy. But eventually it catches up to us and we start to feel really empty inside. Or like my friend put it beautifully, we start to feel like there are pieces of ourselves missing because essentially they really are. It doesn't mean that what we're focusing on isn't really important. It can be extremely important, but it still doesn't change the fact that we are complex and multifaceted. And when we try to just put ourselves in one singular box, it's easy to see how quickly our lives become unbalanced and how miserable we can become, even when we chose these roles and actually really enjoy them. It's not the roles themselves that are the problem. It's just the fact that we are allowing ourselves to be defined by them and ignoring everything else that we used to enjoy. So how do we start to fix this? Well, I think the first thing is just acknowledging that we're going through this and then committing to getting to know ourselves again. This means that we're probably going to need a little extra solo time for self-reflection so that we can consider what aspects of our past we're neglecting that could potentially bring us joy in the present, and to also think of some new ideas. Now, my favorite way to self-reflect is to get outside, to get immersed in nature, and to go for long walks, but you can also journal or meditate or talk it over with a friend, because it's really likely that they could be experiencing the exact same thing. Something else that can really help is a digital detox, because it gives us so much more time to focus on our thoughts and feelings. I don't think any of us really grasp how much time and energy that we give to these social media sites and other digital distractions. So this can actually be really beneficial. Another thing that we can do is to take personality tests, especially if we feel like we just don't know ourselves anymore. This is something that I definitely recommend because it really can give us some incredible insights into our traits and our preferences. Now, my two favorite are the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, or MBTI, and the 5-factor model, and you can find both of these online completely for free. Something else that we desperately need to do is make time for our passions again. Now, if we already have a creative pursuit or a hobby that we've been neglecting or ignoring completely, we need to start making these things a priority. But if we don't, we just need to try some things out. We want to see what we're naturally drawn to and see if it's a good fit. And if not, we just want to keep trying, because eventually something is going to bring us joy. And this is so important because our hobbies and our passions really do not only bring balance to our lives, but definitely make our lives a lot more fulfilling. Another thing that can really help is to intentionally break our routine. This is a really quick way to pull ourselves out of the comfort zone and start seeing things from another perspective. When we kind of shake things up and allow ourselves to have new experiences, we deepen our connection with ourselves and we get to know ourselves a lot better, because we immediately start to see what we like and what we don't like, and we start to remember that our lives aren't limited to just the things that we've been focusing on. And lastly, we have to force ourselves to have fun again. Now, I'm going to go ahead and link down a few videos in the description box, just in case you feel like it's been so long you can't even remember how to have fun, which absolutely can happen. But really, no life is going to be fulfilling without a certain degree of fun. Adults need to have fun just as much as children do. And it's so much easier to connect with our authentic selves when we are actually enjoying life. In the end, we just have to realize that our lives need to be more than just roles and responsibilities, and that we are more than just our roles and responsibilities. And so when we finally take the time to figure out who we are again and what we need in this moment, we are going to be a lot happier, which is something that we definitely deserve. It is time. So I'm so thankful that my friend shared her epiphany with me, because it's something that I definitely needed to hear. And I hope it's something that resonated with you as well. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. I want to thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next video.